Hey, what's happening, folks? So, it's a hot one today. Just took a break from doing some earth bags. Have to elevate a couple parts to stack these rafters. And you can see that we had some excitement today. Not often you get to see a Goodyear blimp flying right overhead, so it's amazing out here sometimes, I know. So I thought I'd switch it up here and show you guys some of the free materials that I scored and how I get them and what I use them for. Here we go. Alrighty, so here is my Sherman tank. Gets a fabulous about 8 to 9 miles to the gallon. So I always want to make sure this thing is loaded to the top every single time I roll in here. So in order to do that, I gotta look around for businesses and things like that to see what I can get for free. And rarely these days am I paying for much, which is surprising considering building materials are very expensive right now. So what I'm doing here is I'm just walking to show you guys just some of the free stuff here that I get and what my intentions are for this stuff. These here are government munitions cases or something. They're a little beat up, but they're easily fixable. And basically, the business owner they get tons and tons of these things, and they need to get rid of them. So I work out a deal with them. I actually just trade them eggs for their free pallets and things like that because it's kind of this mutualism. They get their stuff in on trucks, whatever they get, and they get in turn a bunch of pallets because a lot of the stuff is stacked on pallets. Now some businesses, they have it worked out. They have a system of recycling, or the companies come and pick up the pallets and reuse them. But a lot of small businesses don't do that. They basically they pile them up, and if they don't use them or have someone that uses them, they just pile up and eventually becomes a problem. Now this business that I work with, the guy's a shaker and a mover. He gets lots of stuff in and out, so he's constantly doing business. So he basically needs someone like me, a reliable person, to say, hey, on a weekly basis I'll come over and I'll pick up all these pallets. Even the bad ones I'll take. That way, worst case, I'll use it for firewood. But so what you're looking at here, stacks of pallets just from a couple weeks worth, and then and then of course these things. So these over here, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to use these for some hydroponic gardening setups. I'm basically going to line the inside of these with liners, and that's where my fluids are going to go. And then I'm going to put like a styrofoam top with some holes drilled in it and net cups, and then I'll have some pumps and plumbing connected to them, and I'm going to make this cool little array of hydroponic plants. And I'll probably stain these on the outside to make them look pretty, but that's what I intend on doing with these. And then these over here, the pallets, well, gee, I use these for a lot of things. I take my one of my reciprocating saws, and then I just cut the slats off of them, and I'll take the good slats, and I will, as you can see here, I have them separated. And if I find oak ones, I'll separate the oak ones, because oak, it's really good wood. And some of these have like almost all the oak. They're super heavy. That's how you'll know. And oak can be used for a lot of things, furniture, whatever. Built lots of furniture out of pallets, lots of rustic things. My whole chicken area here was set up with pallets, as well as my goat thing, which I've had other videos of. You can see behind this pallet shed, which was also built with pallets. So as far as the pallets go, there's just endless uses for them. You can go on any sites and find lots of information on what you can do with pallets. But I just figured I'd share this is how I obtain some of these things. And then I'm also looking always on Facebook or Craigslist, somewhere near that. I get scrap metal from time to time. I'll volunteer sometimes to pick something up that somebody doesn't want, just to take the burden off of them, and also I can score some free materials. But I'm very particular sometimes about what I take. You know, a lot of times I'm going to be looking for scrap metal, especially angle iron and things like that, because I weld. I, you know, will recognize that some of these things are valuable. And as you know, in the past video, I welded a steel truss out of 100% recycled steel. Only thing I spent money on was a welding wire, and it turned out great. So it's holding the rafters up right now, and I'm gonna do another video on this just to show you the finished product once I get all these rafters in. But as you can see here, I got a good start, and I'll be doing the other side here in the next couple days. But anyways, hope that helps out somebody, and if you get a chance to like and subscribe, that would be great. And I can see that it's growing a lot faster now than it was 6 months ago, so something must be happening with the YouTube gods or whatever. So anyways, thanks a lot, and I'll talk to you guys soon.